Good morning, madam.
So, Dr. Manish Pandya is a professor and HOD of the Scientific Research Institute, Mahavir Hospital, Manish IVF Center, Sebaba USG Center. Special awards and achievement is Dynamic Indian of the Millennium by KG Foundation, Gynec Excellence Award by Foxy, and Commendable Editor-in-Chief by Ashton in 2021. And he has so many publications, and he has recognized DMP Diploma 2 series up to 2027, and he settled in Norway, recognized Foxy, recognized RDI IVF Center, and he has got many publications, Great Book of JP, and he is operated for his graduate subject by DI publications. You have so many achievements, Dr. Manish Pandya. I am telling you.
Thank you very much, madam, for kind words. Thank you, Kedar and Gayendra, for making me in part of your family of Momompika. I will request everybody, you can scan this QR code and you can get my 110 publications from Orchid. The moment child is born, mother is also born. She is there, but mother is something new. With the blessings of Mother of Mine and so many mothers, 3 books written by us is recommended in Royal College. Atlas of Fetal Echocardiography and Technique of IVF made easy going for second edition. I am editor-in-chief of 2 journals, so those who want to publish their publications can contact me anytime. I work as a KOL in Diagnosis. And recently I got opportunity to interview Professor Herman Turley in Copenhagen in 2023. You can see all this video on 4269 channel. Complications. You had seen everything fine, pickup is fine, Gajendra and Kedar has told that pickup is very easy, but nothing is there without complication. You can have complication in form of bleeding, infection, pain, unsuccessful oocyte retrieval, Gajendra was talking about, empty follicular syndrome, and there are some rare complications you can see. First and foremost, gynecologists should not worry about the bleeding, but bleeding is there. Blood loss should be around this. Don't look at this. This is just like animal. Everybody has seen the picture animal. So there is so much of blood loss and violence. We should not expect this type of violence in our ovum pickup. So blood loss median is 72 ml. Maximum is more than 200 ml. If HB is reduction less than more than 2, then you can say that there is something bleeding inside. And everybody told regarding the fallopian fluid, if it is more than 200 ml, you have to think of bleeding. So vagina, where this bleeding coming from? Usually this bleeding coming from the vagina. Incidence is only 2.8%. So many times it requires only compression, madam. More than 1 minute compression, problem is solved. Sometimes you have to use tamponade. Sometimes vaginal packing you have to do if bleeding is more than 100 ml. What are the risk factors? Usually if you see any factor in 9 deficiency, ovarian necrotizing vasculitis, if patient is on anticoagulant. So what is the treatment? Give local pressure. Only few times you have to go for sewing, or sometimes in rare cases you have to go for laparoscopy or laparotomy if there is bleeding is too much. Okay. Then what about the intra-abdominal hemorrhage? What is the site? Usually site will be ovarian vessels. And Gajendra has told you, don't do heroism. Always see the hole. If hole become road, turn your probe backside. Whenever you are puncturing the probe follicle which is very near to vessel, withdraw your needle while the follicle is getting aspirated. So many times capsular puncture site, some other pelvic vessels we have taken, then there will be intra-abdominal bleeding. Believe me, that complication will be more with thin and lean PCO patient. In obese patient, you don't find any this type of rupture. So always beware with all PCOS patients with lower BMI, and if patient has got history of previous surgery. If patient has undergone endometriotic surgery, or a patient has got surgery for cyst removal or dermoid cyst, any frozen pelvis, when the ovarian anatomy is difficult, prepare yourself with hemorrhage. So do proper ultrasound before the day of pickup or on the day of HCG, and plan your road. Where you will go from Bhubaneswar to Cuttack to Puri. Don't go anywhere else. Try to move always on the straight road. If there is bleeding, what are the symptoms? Patient usually find weakness and dizziness. Sometimes dyspnea and abdominal pain. Believe me, whenever there is bleeding, usually we have tachycardia and low blood pressure. So think of that, and how you can manage the bleeding. See the hemodynamics. Do the serial measurement of hemoglobin. If it is falling down, Drop indicates if there is bleeding. If not proven otherwise, you have to give transfusion, and sometimes you require laparoscopy, and blood should be aspirated from the peritoneal cavity. Bleeding site is identified, and sometimes you have to use coagulation with bipolar forceps. That is very easy. Rarely you have to go for laparotomy. Bleeding is too much. Second complication, retroperitoneal bleeding. You are saying that intra-abdominal bleeding you can identify. What about the retroperitoneal? This may be because of the sacral vein injury. It is difficult to diagnose because you don't see anything in pouch of Douglas. It is periumbilical hematoma, known as Cullen sign. Usually you can see after transabdominal or transvaginal ultrasound, and you have injured the sacral vein. You can see Cullen sign like this, and this type of patient hematoma is retroperitoneal. So to just go for emergency laparotomy, don't wait. It is very rare complication. In change in PCO, or is stuck at the sacral promoter, you just puncture your needle. At that time you can injure the retroperitoneal bleeding. Intra-abdominal peritoneal bleeding is from the large vessel. You have to go for laparotomy. Then question arises: do you want to have a bleeding, or do you want to prevent the bleeding? Always see, visualize the follicle. Since morning, in every workshop, Kedar, Gajendra, me, Chaitanya, everybody is telling always look at the follicle. There should be very good hand-eye foot coordination. This is just like laparoscopy. Your hand should be fixed. When I am teaching in the monitor in the morning, I say your hand should be fixed. Use your hand only in millimeter, not even in centimeter. Just fix your hand towards the pelvis, and you have to do justice to that puncture. Always go perpendicular or 90 degree from that follicle. When first follicle is aspirated completely, there and then you have to go to the second follicle. Always your eye. Kedar is telling that you have got to free eye. One eye is on the needle, one eye is on the next follicle, and one eye is on the paddle. Any beautiful sister you have got besides you, don't look at her. Look towards the follicle, because this distraction will cause problem to your patient. So always have a proper visualization of the deep. Color Doppler is not needed, but if you are in doubt, you can use this color Doppler. Always don't do flushing. Since morning I am telling that there is no need of double lumen tube, there is no need of flushing, but if required, do flushing and don't do over distension. This is how you have to give. You do suction, do this justice to the follicle very well. Go one by one with one ovary, and then always your eye should be on that needle. Once follicle out, I am not taking this tip out of the vagina. I am just going at the cortex. You can see I am flushing that follicle. No, I am just aspirating that follicle and just give little bit curettage. So if follicle is lying here or there, follicle is just like a mango, hanging mango in the tree. And you see, all the trees are very kind. Whenever there is a crop of mango, it will go down to the level. So just like that follicle, just like that corpus luteum granular cell, just having that bowing effect, it will come towards you. That's why minimal pressure is required to do this aspiration. Minimal curettage. Don't do vigorous. And see that once one roti is finished, try to eat the second roti. You cannot have a 2-3 rotis at a time. So you may compromise the follicle. There is no haste in doing over pickup. Go one by one, aspirate all follicles. Once follicle is collapsed, there and then take second follicle, put your needle in the center, gently enter into the center. There is no need of too much of thrust. You can have a just given sensation. You put that needle gently and aspirate all this follicle line by line, and you don't have any complications. Second most complication, infection. Why infection is there? Imprint incidence is very low, 0.0 to 1.3. That is due to the pelvic abscess in form of pelvic abscess, sometimes ovarian abscess, sometimes you have got infected endometrial cyst. Sir has rightly told, if you had infected or you just accidentally punctured the endometrial cyst, put patient on antibiotic. And if you, sometimes you require laparotomy to do aspirate all this, puncture the site of abscess. What are the causes of infection? Prevention is better than cure. Always see your vaginal technique puncture. If there is presence of pelvic infection prior to that, or if a patient with pelvic endometriosis, do not touch that. Try to take the normal ovary first. If by accident you puncture the hydrosalpinx or you puncture the bowel, think of that. This is not a good thing. Pre-operative vaginal preparation. If there is infection, you use on day before the pickup. Don't use any spirit or betadine, because that spirit will take the spirit of follicle. Because all ORs and sperm don't like to use spirit or betadine into your operation theatre. So don't retain any betadine or codeine in your operation theatre. Always use normal saline. If you are in doubt, give prophylactic antibiotics and give every pickup. Everybody will give us 1 gram of cefotraxone, sulbactam or anything you like, you give before the pickup. And if there is pelvic infection or any adhesions prior to the transvaginal pickup, give antibiotics. How infection enter into your abdomen? First route is vagina. If there is trichomonial vaginalis, if there is any infection in vagina, there is reactivation of latent infection, contamination of trauma by bowel, direct inoculation into the vaginal organism, puncture of the hydrosalpinx. And what are the symptoms? Patient have got lower abdominal pain, more than a week after pickup, dysuria, fever. If this type of condition is there, better to prevent. If there is patient is on pelvic infection, put them on antibiotic prophylaxis. If you find any sign before of infection and patient has got fever after pickup, you got all the facility of cryopreservation. Do it on next cycle. Patient is not in hurry. If you put in any infective patient, then you might not get very good outcome of embryo transfer. So do cryopreservation and do embryo transfer in next cycle. Before starting stimulation, if you are in doubt, culture the vaginal infection, and if it is negative, then you can proceed. Always do proper cleaning of the sac. Everybody has read the Tilling. Very good sentence in Tilling is, all solution of pollution is dilution. All solution of pollution is dilution. So do vigorous vaginal cleaning if you think of any vaginal infection. Maintain the asepsis in the operation theatre. Use proper sterile instrument. You must have 2-3 biopsy guides if you have got more than 10 pickups, just like Chaitanya. We have got 12 different pickup guides with us because we can do more pickup. So don't use the same instrument. You can do all this with autoclaving. So proper instrument to get the less infection. Then comes pain. We don't want to give pain to the patient because patient here came to us for parenthood. But incidence of pain is there. Severe to very severe is 3%. Severe pain 2 days after operation or over pickup is only 2%. Only few patients require hospitalization, that is 0.7%. Pain increases with more number of oocytes. Nowadays we have got minimal stimulation protocol, we don't get more follicles. Previously we used to give more follicles, and then because of more follicles there will be more estradiol release, there will be spasticity of the endometrium. So now with low dose or minimal stimulation we don't have that type of more oocyte, we can get retrieved. More unexperienced hand. If you are in early practice, don't do vigorous or more than so many follicles. If there is treatment, you can give only NSAID and muscle relaxants, and sometimes you have to give tramadol as an injectable. Now, Gajendra, your topic is empty follicular syndrome. Incidence 1 to 7% of oocytes or cycles. How you define? No oocytes are retrieved from apparently normal ovarian follicle with normal steroidogenesis after overstimulation of medical. You have done everything is good, but even though you won't find any of that follicle. What are the types? Genuine, 33% they are genuine because failure to retrieve oocyte despite of normal HCG level on the day of oocyte retrieval. False is 67% because of failure to retrieve oocyte in presence of low HCG due to error in administration of bioavailability of HCG. What are the risk factors? So many patients, advanced age, longer duration of infertility, high baseline FSH, lower E2 level before the HCG injection. The risk factor of antifollicular syndrome are similar to just like low ovarian reserve, and this suggests that ovarian aging may be involved in the etiology of antifollicular syndrome, and EFS may be gradual to biological occurrence relevant with the ovarian aging. What are the causes? So many times false causes are there, and that all because of the HCG related. Main cause is HCG injection not given at the proper time. So many times we can say to the patient, you take HCG injection at home and there is no proper timing. Sometimes spillage of HCG, patient has got metabolic clearance rate, there is HCG also become MD, manufacturing defect. We are all manufacturing defect, but HCG has got manufacturing defect because of HCG production, low bioavailability, and so many times this patient with pediatric surgery may have got more empty follicular syndrome. Genuine is early oocyte atresia, because there is no oocyte, only you can see small pugas. There is no follicle inside. So how you can prevent? Assess the HCG before the day of trigger. Sometimes we are giving second HCG administration, not very fruitful, but after HCG, second dose of HCG, after 11 hours we do pick up, and sometimes we got 1 or 2 ORs. Or right practice is do puncture in the one ovary, ask your embryologist that whether there are follicle embryos seen, then try to do second ovary. You can spare second ovary with empty follicular syndrome for next pickup. Rare complication. Always there are something rare. Rupture endometriotic or dermoid cyst causes acute abdominal symptoms and may require laparotomy. Acute appendicitis with puncture hole in appendix. Sometimes you can injure the ureter and cause ureterovaginal fistula. Injury to ureter can cause ureter obstruction. There is rectal sheath hematoma, usually occur with transabdominal OM pickup. Once you are using abdominal probe, convex probe, and you are not have a proper guide. Why I insist to use vaginal probe in abdominal pickup? Because it is very easy in your day you are writing. Second, vaginal needle will always go in middle. Your convex needle go in peripheral. And all convex probe has got peripheral insertion of the biopsy guide. If you are well versed with abdominal, then try, otherwise you can find with abdominal rectal sheath hematoma. Vaginal perforation in older patient, when vagina is very fragile. Never puncture more than 2 times in vagina. Multiple puncture can cause pain to the patient and can cause infection. Don't remove your needle. If you don't want complication, don't remove your needle up to the vaginal opening. Just limit your exit at the level of ovarian cortex and then go inside. Sometimes you have got vertebral osteomyelitis, severe low back pain, pseudoaneurysm of the ovarian artery, and rarely OHSS. This is very good paper of traumatic ovarian artery aneurysm post OM pickup. You can see there is a hematoma denoting active blood vessels. Surgical retrieval sometimes causes bladder injury. If bladder is not empty, always have a catheter in your trolley. If you feel that bladder is full, don't hesitate to put catheter inside the urethra. Empty the bladder. Otherwise, you have got this type of hematoma over there. Again, the same principle, all solution of pollution is dilution. Just do vigorous cleaning by the people, the prosthetic TURP people are using that bulb. Just empty that, put saline inside and wash the bladder properly, and you can heal that hematoma by just putting catheter. Vaginal osteomyelitis, you have got pus over there, you just have to stay. Sometimes with vigorous cough after pentazocine and propofol, you have got abdominal bleeding that you have to cure with laparotomy. Now say there are lots many things. How much complications are there? There is the one study of complication of 1,500 percent. They said that complication rate is very low. They concluded that short-term complication rate is only 2.8%. Now we have got big study of more than 23,000 patients. Ovarian procedure, only 0.76 has suffered from complications. Overkill retrieval considered as a safe procedure but not without risk. Most important identified risk factors are occurrence of complication, high number of oocytes, longer duration of procedure, inexperienced surgeon, younger patient with less BMI, and history of prior abdominal surgery. You can compare all these 23,000, 10,500, and we have got more than 9,000 patients with us. There is very less complication in OPU if you train yourself very well. So if egg is broken by an outside force, life ends. If egg is broken by inside force, that is ICSI, life begins. Men need this difficulty because they are necessary to enjoy the success. And I'm happy to say that in 2016 we have got one paper on dydrogesterone. So many companies are using us as a GIF of dydrogesterone paper. So at the end, my all patients should be happy. Give the word. What do you mean?
To be happy is now, and the place to be happy is here. And the way to be happy is to make someone happy and have a little heaven right here.
Very small poem of nursery.
The time to be happy is now, and the place to be happy is here.
And the way to be happy is to make someone happy and have a little heaven right here. Thank you very much for your patient listening. Thank you Kedar, thank you Gajendra, thank you Ishar for giving me the opportunity to come again and again in of your workshop. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think this was a perfect presentation and
The score is 100 on 100.
score is 100 by 100 because in the experience hands the complications are minimal as you said and you explained all the complications very well. Very few questions from the audience.
Any questions from the audience, please?
So I mentioned all complication very well, so there is no question. Thank you very much. Yes, madam. Want to ask something?
Regarding T follicle syndrome,
Yes.
T follicle,
Yeah.
we have retrieved one T follicle extra
Then I said that you stop the procedure. You can, because that might, if suppose it might be because of the inadequate HCG. It is there. If it is because of the inadequate HCG, you can do second HCG injection and do again pick up after 11 months. 11 months. Don't wait for 36 months because already you had waited for 36 hours. There is no follicle. There are less chances. But if it is because of ovarian atresia or early ovarian follicular, then you won't get anything. But do record of this procedure as everybody is mentioning that do record and do give the print that we had aspirated all follicle, but because some fallacy or false positive, there is no ovum is seen in your any follicle. But don't try to do all follicle.
Dr. Pandey.
Madam.
One Pandey.
Yeah.
Both of you go outside and talk to him.
Okay. Because we are running short of time, I am coming next to take simulator. You
He is
come
going
and
to
ask
simulate
any
it.
question.
Please,
Thank you. I will
madam,
explain.
just have to go fast.
Thank you, Kodar. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.